Welcome back to another episode of the Backyard Podcast. It's been a minute. It feels like it's been about 5 years since I did the last episode with you guys. Quick life update. Since the last time I had a podcast, I have gotten married. I've gotten a dog. Me and my wife sounds crazy to say, are in the process of building some more generational wealth for our future family. And yeah, man, a lot has been going on. So that's a quick catch up. Now, the content side of catch up, man, has been going through a lot of things, dealing with ups and downs, the peaks and valleys of the content creation world and, everything that comes with it. But I will say God still remains, and he's been providing and blessing my family. And he always will, and he always will be. My faith in the Lord is just what keeps me going in this business. Now, moving forward to today's topic on the Backyard Podcast. Once again, I forgot to mention myself. Where my manners. My name is Marcelas Howard, and don't mean to keep you guys long, but this is for all the high school hoopers out there who are entering their high school seasons, whether it be them as a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, fifth year senior, etc. I just want to give some words of advice, man. Being that I was in high school, I graduated high school in 2014, which is coming up. I'm coming up on my 10-year anniversary. It's crazy to think about that. I was in high school 10 years ago. I started high school in 2010, which is about 14 years ago. Almost 14 years ago. That's freaking mind-boggling. And the amount of growth I've seen in high school sports, in social media, in tech and everything is just outstanding, especially at that level. But a few things I want to talk about today are, first and foremost, going into tryouts. And when I go through these points, you guys, I'm gonna go through my experiences. Of course, that's the only way, that's the best way that I can talk and relate to you guys, is through my own experience. I can't speak for anybody else and their experience, only mine. And then we'll finish it off with some questions that people DM me to answer. So when it comes to tryouts, right? I feel like it's always the word of the unknown. There's no question, or there's no answer like that's right or wrong, right? Because everybody's gonna have different scenarios for their circumstance. So for me, going into high school tryouts as a freshman, I was trying out for varsity, right? Went to a private school. I went there for the sole purpose of playing varsity. So we get to tryouts, and tryouts aren't what you think they are going to be. It's not just about skill work and all that. It's about everything. It's about endurance. It's about your listening capabilities. Are you coachable? Do you work hard? Do you show up on time? And as a guard, are you in first in every drill? So I remember my first tryout was on the basketball court. I go to the coach. I'm like, man, I would love to try to play varsity this year. I know you guys didn't know about me in the summer. I didn't really play with you guys in the summer. I'm a new kid here. I'm trying to make my way. And he's okay, cool, man. 5:45. I was like, PM? He said, no, AM. Started practice, track. So my first taste of a high school tryout was on the track and field at 5:45 in the morning, running 3 miles to start my high school day, right? But 5:45 start time means you had to be there by 5:30, 5:25 to get warm. Once 5:45 hits, our head coach would call our starting point guard, then my boy Mike Brill. He would call him and say, hey, I'll be there in 10 minutes. You guys get started on your miles. So we're running before coach even gets there, right? So he gets there, and we start, and then he gets there by the time we always finish our miles. And once he gets there, we know we're not done. So then we go from the track onto the field, and we're running field sprints on the football field, like shuttle runs, suicides on the field, sideline touches on the field. It was abysmal, you guys. It was a lot of work, bleachers. But I will say, what hurt me the most was when we started going to the basketball stuff. Man, I was doing my thing. I'm killing. I'm going to work, right? And the head coach at the time, who was actually my height, told me I was too small to play varsity basketball. So then I started going down to JV, right? And a confidence thing. I was a confidence shocker because I was so confident going into that, freshman year, that I was like, I'm putting in the work. I feel as if I'm one of the best, if not the best point guard on the team at the time. But I was also a little arrogant, So I go to JV, play the first 8 games, killing. Then the head coach comes up to me and says, hey, man, Monday practice, you're practicing at nighttime because you're coming to varsity. You're done with JV. They needed a point guard bad, and I was there to fill the void. So I go to varsity, and I remember the first game was against I forget the team, but their mascot was the Zebras or something like that. And I'm not starting. I come off the bench, and actually I might have started the game. I forget, but I remember I had like 11 points, 8 assists in about 15 minutes. And from that point forward, I was the starting point guard as a freshman. I had to work my way up. Long story short, there's more stuff in the middle and in between there that, got me to that spot. But just to give you guys a relatability factor here in the story is that I told myself when I went to high school that I would, let nobody doubt my dreams, shine or dim the light that I had for myself that, that I thought I was capable of doing and what I thought I was capable of achieving. So when I remember when I started that first varsity game, it was a surreal moment because at this time my dad was, locked up away doing some time. And I was like, man, this would be freaking amazing to see my father, see me play my first varsity game as a freshman. And I go out to the game, I had those jitters, right? I'm jittery. And then as soon as tip off hit, it's just like this super surreal outer body experience. Once the ball's tipped off, those jitters for me go away. For some people, it might be the first shot. It might be, contact going through the first screen. Like they get those jitters away. I don't know. Everybody has their own ways to get rid of the jitters. But me, it's always as soon as that tip off happens, phew, and the ball's in my hand, bro, like all the jitters is out the window. And at the end of the season, I didn't finish well in the playoff game. I remember we were playing this team called Somerville, and we're down. We had to travel like 3 to 4 hours to Yosemite. I think it was like in Yosemite area. And I wasn't having my best showing. So I think I might have played only like 15 or 20 minutes that game. And I started, came out, didn't play as well. I think I got in foul trouble too, turned the ball over a little bit. It was a learning experience for sure. And we lost that game on a game buzzer beat, like on a buzzer beat at the buzzer. And I remember that whole summer, I'm just like, I ate at myself. I'm like, I had such a good season. How did I let myself fall down or how did I let myself dwindle down to that level into where I was like starter playing bench minutes? It was the most craziest thing, and it was a humbling experience, like for sure. And in high school, I had 3 different coaches in 4 years. So we kind of had like a poverty franchise. I felt like we had a new coach every single year into my junior year. But once we got to the junior year of high school, I think that's where everything flipped for me and to you guys out there because I actually want to answer the questions in the middle of these stories. I think it makes the most sense. But when you're going through trials and tribulations in high school, because you will, no matter how good you are, doesn't matter if you're number one player in the nation, doesn't matter if you're unranked, right? Rankings mean nothing. They're obsolete. When you go through those trials and tribulations, just always remain even keel and rely on the work you put in. The work will never lie to you. I was a fool. I thought that, my shit didn't stink. I thought I was I didn't have to put that much work in to be great. So I was just skating by just off pure talent. And then junior year comes by. I'm like, wow, everybody is just as good, if not better or way better than I am. And I haven't put this work in for the past 2 or 3 years, like legitimate work. I go to the park, hoop with the fellas and be outside and in the front yard shooting around hooping, but not really working on skill work. I was working on trying to dunk. I was wasting hours a day trying to dunk without working on the skill work, defensive work, like the tenacity, watching film. I wasn't trying to do none of that. I was trying to be a kid, have fun, and dunk the ball. And that caught up to me in my later years because I wasn't working on my shooting. I wasn't working on my finishing necessarily. I wasn't working on just being coachable. Like I was just working on filling my ego and boost my ego. And that's the wrong way to go about things, right? So which brings me to my first question. What are varsity coaches looking for in tryouts for smaller guards? I'll tell you one thing, man. Coachable, work hard, do all the dirty work, and be a defensive pest. If you're a smaller guard in high school, to get ready for college, to stay on that floor, you got to play defense. Unless you score the ball at an amazing clip, you have to be able to guard the other or guard the opposing point guard 94 feet every game, all game. That's how you're going to distinguish and differentiate yourself from everybody else in your class. And especially at tryouts, if you're doing it at tryouts without coaches having to tell you, if you're working hard and being tenacious, no matter your skill level, it's high school. They'll find a spot for you. You know what I'm saying? You're not trying out for the NBA. Like, you work hard enough. You don't have to be the most skilled, but if you work hard, the hard work will outweigh the skill to start off. And then you gain the skill over time by continuing to work on your skill. But still, you can't teach someone how to be a dog, how to have that mentality. It's either in you or it's not. That right there is what's going to get you over the hump for smaller guards, per se. And then this next question, someone asked me, piece of advice for seniors before this season. Man, I'm going to answer this question by a story. Going into my senior year, right, I tear my ACL my junior year. So I missed my whole junior year, you know, you guys already know the story. I missed the whole junior season, AAU summer, all that. Going into my senior year, I had unrealistic expectations. And what I mean by that is I set expectations for myself thinking that I deserve something without the work being put in, or just because I went through a trial or I went through a tribulation in my life that I was supposed to be handed out something because I went through something, right? But that's not how it works. When you go through something, you still have to grow through it and work through it to become better from that situation. And I became better in multiple facets of life, but not necessarily basketball. So going into my senior year, I thought, okay, I'm a senior. I should be getting scholarship offers. I should be getting Division I calls. I should be getting Division II calls. I should be getting calls from coaches all over because I'm playing defense. I'm being vocal. Wasn't really being the best student of the game. Wasn't watching film. Wasn't the best kid to be coached. Like, I wasn't super coachable. And I was a 5'8" point guard playing small forward and shooting guard. I wasn't bringing the ball up. So at my size, college coaches aren't seeing me bring the ball up and run a team. So why would they take a chance on a guy like me? I'm thinking, okay, we're winning games. Everybody on the starting five, it was like averaging 12 points, 10 points, 10 points, 8 points, 8 points. I think I was in that middle of I think I averaged like 8.5, right? So the whole starting five is averaging, near about the same amount of points. So I'm thinking like, okay, this is all I need to, do to get by is win games, average a certain amount of points, play defense. It's more than that. At my size, they want to see me be a point guard. And in that system, I didn't have the capability of doing that because of how many great players that we had. And we kind of had a point guard that we played around with or everybody played around. Everybody else just filled in the gaps. So I remember it was my sophomore year of high school going back. I was going to transfer because of the coach I had my sophomore year. Towards the end of the year, I was like, bro, I can't play for this dude no more. I was going to transfer. I was going to go to Kennedy High School. It was either Kennedy or Burbank. And more so Kennedy, because I felt like I could establish my own team over there and really run the show, do it my own way. And then I said, man, if I do that, I feel like I'm quitting on my guys. But everybody was in limbo. Everybody was going to transfer because of the coach we had. So when he announced that he's retiring or not coaching for us no more, we all had a discussion okay, we have 2 years to reach our goal, which was a state championship, right? And I'm sitting there, I'm like, bruh, do I want to be a part of a state championship team or go build my own go build my own contender and say, I did it my way? But I feel like that'd be selfish. So I stuck it out with my guys, didn't quit, came back, tore my ACL, go to my senior year, and it didn't pan out the way I wanted it to be. So my advice to you through this story would be, don't go into your senior year expecting anything as a handout. Go work for it. Go towards it. Don't just think because you had a great junior year that your senior year everything's supposed to be handed to you. You got to continue to work. In the NBA, when you're a rookie, that next sophomore season ain't nothing solidified, bro. Like, yeah, you might get paid for the rest of that contract, but there's a new set of 60 coming in every single year. You got to be working. Same for high school. New set of kids, new set of talent coming in every single year. You never know what's going to happen, right? And do not, also, this is another piece of advice, unsolicited advice, of course, do not think you're too good to go to junior college. That was me. junior college coaches. I'm getting about 4 or 5 calls a day from all the junior college coaches along the Northern California coast. I'm sitting there just waiting. I'm playing unsigned senior tournaments. I'm waiting for that moment for a college to offer me a full ride scholarship. I never received a college letter, let alone a college call from a major university or a Division II university. I had a Division I coach tell me to my face at Boise State College. I'll never forget it. A Boise State assistant coach walks up to me. His piece of advice was this. A real dickhead piece of advice, for real. Excuse my language. But, man, yeah, your feet on your free throw are messed up. You need to fix that. It's the only thing he said to me. Watched the whole practice, didn't say nothing else. He just said, yeah, your free throws, like your feet, you got to fix that. Like, that's bogus. I said, wow, okay. So, all that to say, my advice is continue to work and outwork those and your peers and your friends, and just make it a friendly competition. Yeah, man, just have fun with it. Just have fun with it. You know what I mean? But yeah, high school is going to be the most fun time of your life. There's less responsibility. You don't really got to pay bills in most cases. You get to just be a kid and be free. Because once you get to college, bruh, your life, if you're blessed enough to play basketball in college, your life will be it'll revolve around basketball. So don't sleep on it, bruh. Don't take things for granted. Because life comes quick, bro. Life comes very quick. I'll do a college podcast too, man, because I got some very, very insightful advice about that, man, going through a 4-year university. But another question. What did you do to boost your confidence on the court? To be honest, I never really had the utmost confidence on the court, but I still was confident in myself that I wasn't going to. It's hard to explain. Okay, look, I'll explain it this way. I had the confidence in myself to say, like, I'm going to go out there and work the hardest every single game. I wasn't super confident in saying I'm going to knock down every shot. Every shot I took, I wasn't confident in high school, at least, right? I get to junior college. My freshman year was a wake-up call. I had to be confident. I'm playing against grown men. I'm 19, junior college. There's no age limit for adults to play. So I'm playing with 28-year-olds. I'm playing against 27, 26-year-olds. I'm playing against grown men as a teenager, just out of high school, or 18, turning 19, right? And I'm like, I have to be confident. It's not even the fact of being stronger, being faster and all that. It's like I have to go into the game. First and foremost, it's the mental battle. I have to tell myself I belong here. I don't care how old these dudes are. I'm going to go at him and I'm going to kill him. That's the confidence factor I had to instill. In high school, it was more so of a confidence factor of like, okay, I'm going to this game. I know we're going to blow this team out because we got each other's backs. We got the utmost chemistry, and like nothing that any team does is going to affect us because we're a well-oiled machine. But in myself, in my abilities, I wasn't the most confident, bro. But honestly, that was because I wasn't putting the right amount of work in. That's how you build the confidence, man. Stay in the gym, continue to get game reps at what exactly you're gonna do in the game. Don't work out and do 100,000 different crossovers that you're never gonna do in a game, man. Take about 1 or 2 moves, work on those same moves 1,000 times. You don't need hella moves in basketball. You know what I'm saying? You just need a move and a counter for every move, right? You don't need a counter for a counter for a counter for a counter for a counter. Just get a move, get a counter for that move, and then get another one and get a counter for that one. That's about 4 moves right there. You know what I'm saying? Keep it simple. Work on your pivot series. Work on all the pivots, like your jab steps. Keep the game simple. Coaches love a simple game. I'm telling you that right now. And then as that becomes more a part of your game and you're playing the right way, the game will just be way easier, man, because 2 points is 2 points. No matter if you do a backflip between the legs, 360, it's still 2 points. So that's the way I would say to build confidence, is to continue to work on your game and get game reps. Talk to your coaches and say, hey, coach, what do you need me to work on right now? What do you need me to work on? And I'll work on that just so I can, get game reps, and that when the opportunity presents itself in the game, I'm ready. I'm not doing stuff that I'm never going to be in a position to do. I'm going to ask my coach, where exactly on the floor am I going to, do you see me getting my opportunities, right? And work on that. It's simple. If you want you to be a catch and shoot guy, be a catch and shoot guy. College coaches love that. There's always a spot for a catch and shoot guy. I promise you. Tips on coming into high school basketball as a freshman. It's scary. because it's something you've never done before. Enjoy the process. Ask questions. Ask as many questions as you can, man. One of my mentors always tells me you can never ask too many questions, because with every question should come a answer. You're going to get all the answers you need to all the questions you have. The more questions you have, the more knowledge you'll gain. So coming to, tryouts and coming to basketball in your freshman year, asking as much questions as you can. Who cares if anybody else is saying, oh, this dude, why is he asking so many questions? Like, he's a teacher's pet. Yada. No. F all that, bro. You gotta go for yourself. You want to be great. You want to, you have goals for yourself that no one else has to worry about. It's not their business. So go in there, ask as many questions as possible, and learn and try to get better at whatever, whether it be freshman level, JV level, or varsity level, bro. Continue to ask questions. You're never too cool, and don't be too cool to ask those questions. Coaches love that. Coaches love when players ask questions. Hate to break it to you. Next question. What is the best way to get better in season outside of practice? Watch film. The earlier you watch film, the better you'll be as a basketball player. If I started watching film at 14 years old, man, I probably would take the game a little more serious. I didn't honestly start watching film, no cap, until junior year of college. Like heavy doses of film. But like before then in high school, we would watch film on teams, like get their sets. We wouldn't watch film of our practices. We wouldn't watch film of our gameplay. Like that was pretty much up to us. We had a huddle account. And, when it's up to us, it's like kids in high school. Like, you can do an essay, but it's up to you. If you don't love doing schoolwork, you're not going to do that. For me, I love basketball, but I didn't love everything that came with it in terms of watching film. And I'm like, bro, I'm going to play 2K. Like, that's my film work. Had I been more serious about it, like a couple of my boys was doing, like they was having, they was watching the games and highlights and all that together. And I'm sitting there like, bro, I ain't getting no offers anyway. So like, I'm like, why am I wasting my time? But I could have been preparing myself better for the future. So that's one of the best ways to get better in the offseason is watch a lot of film, watch yourself work out, watch yourself play, watch old tapes of yourself playing from the last season and enhance that. See how you can grow and get better from that. And also it's just, like I said, can get continuous reps and learn how to shoot that peel at a consistent rate. You don't got to fix your form necessarily, because if it broke, don't fix it, right? You just got to find a way to make the shots. If you're making shots consistently, who cares about what the form look like? Like, you change your form and your shot become broke. You know what I mean? If your shot don't look pretty, but it's going in, just keep repping that. Just keep repping that, man. Like, there's no right or wrong answer. Just keep repping. Just get reps. That's really the best way to go about it. How late is too late to start How late is too late to start taking basketball seriously? It's never too late, man. At any age. I got guys out here 25, 26 that are trying to go pro still that, started 2-3 years ago. You know what I mean? It's never too late. It's never too late for your dreams, man. It's never too late to be a millionaire. It's never too late to be a billionaire. It's never too late to start a family. Like, God makes a way for everything. He works in mysterious ways. Only thing it's too late to do is, when you become of age of, all right, it's time to pass on, right? Transition to, like basically you're no longer here. That's when it's too late to say, man, I wish I would have. Oh, man, I could have. Oh, dang, I should have done X, Y, and Z. That's when it's too late. Because when you're saying that, I mean, it's so much only so much you can do at that age, right? So now you're speaking from an experience of like, I wish I would have done more when I could have done more and I should have done more. So now you're at the age right now where you're playing basketball and you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, still go chase your dreams. 70, 80, it don't matter. Until the day you die, go chase your dreams, bruh. But the moment you on that deathbed and you saying, man, I wish I could have and I should have, you know what I mean? That's when it's too late, in my opinion. But while you up, living, breathing, ain't nothing too late until your expiration date, bruh. So yeah, nothing, in my opinion, is too late. Now, last question. And then I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, man. I don't want to take too much of you guys' time. We're running on 24 minutes. This is the first podcast back. And hopefully I'm preaching to you guys, man. Let me know if you guys like this episode right here. But best high school hooper ever, in your opinion. There's a lot of them, man. Jason Kidd's up there. LeBron, of course, is up there. But the best player I've seen, Aaron Gordon was amazing in high school. Stanley Johnson, 4 times state champ, California. At 4 different positions. You know how hard it is to win a state championship? He won 4 state championships playing 4 different positions each and every year. I think he started freshman year center, sophomore year moved to like power forward, small forward, junior year moved to like shooting guard, PG, and then senior year played every position. So it's like, for me, he's one of the greatest high school hoopers I've ever seen in terms of accomplishments and winning. But in terms of witnessing with my own eyes, the best high school play I've ever seen, there's a lot of them. I mean, Sacramento has so much talent. Josiah Turner, Malik Pope. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't know, bro, do your research. Of course, my boys DJ Wilson, my boys like UC Rebu, Ike Rebu, his brother. All the guys I've had on the podcast, Jordan Ford, like Noah Blackwell. There's just so many good high school hoopers out there in the world, bro. Like Jordan Brown. I mean. McDonald's All-American from Sacramento. But if I had to pick one, I'd probably have to go Stanley Johnson, bro. Like, that's what I've seen with my own eyes. One of the craziest resumes I've ever seen, bro. Like, that right there, that dude was different. Absolutely different, man. But yeah, that wraps up today's podcast, man. I just wanted to get on here a little bit and talk to my high school kids out there that are, you know, aspiring to be high school athletes, especially in basketball, you know, with high school season coming around the way. You know, just continue to work, keep your head down, man, and lead a funny business for the funny people. You know, if you got goals and aspirations, you're going to have to make sacrifices. You're going to have to, you know, sacrifice time with your boys and your friends and the girls and all that. If you really, really, really want to do this, man, I'm telling y'all from experience, y'all, if I can go back to my high school self, I wouldn't change a thing, right? From hindsight, 2020, like everybody's like, I change, I do X, Y, and Z. I wouldn't change a thing, but I would tell myself this, man. If you want to take this basketball thing serious, in which back then I thought I was taking it serious, put more work in, dedicate more time, be more mindful of the people you're hanging around, be more mindful of the time you're spending on the things you're spending them on, be more mindful to like about yourself, like be kind to yourself, allow yourself to grow, don't hinder yourself by, you know, getting in your mind with your own negative thoughts, right? I would tell myself that no matter what, work never lies. Do what you want with that information. That's what I would tell myself, man. So hopefully this podcast out there today helps somebody, you know, and if they're dealing with, you know, confidence issues or just any questions about high school basketball. Hopefully this helped a little bit. If it didn't, at the Backyard Podcast, the Backyard Pod on IG, Marcelas Howard on IG and Twitter, and yeah, you know where to find me, you guys. If you got any questions, DM me, and if I see it, I will respond. But I appreciate you guys. Hope you guys have a blessed day, beautiful day. If or when you see somebody, give them a hug, tell them you love them. Or if you're with somebody right now, one of your loved ones, man, tell them you love them. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow, I promise you guys. So everybody out there, like I said, continue to be you and love on others. Marcelas Howard, your host here. That's the end of this Backyard Podcast episode. We out this thing.